have to take our military-dominated war on terror and remake it as the global counterinsurgency campaign that it always should have been, namely a battle for the hearts and minds that takes our military effort to capture and kill today's terrorists and folds it into a larger information war designed to prevent tomorrow's bad guys from ever being recruited. For the United States to succeed, we have to understand the real battlefield. And John mentioned something in his introduction about who and how you really understand the enemy. In a counterinsurgency, and I know something personally about this from an experience in Southeast Asia, in a counterinsurgency, the people are the center of gravity. And the core objective is to isolate the insurgents by winning the support of the local population. Applied globally, the battlefield of this effort is the hearts and minds of the Muslim world. And the challenge is to dissuade potential radicals from using terrorism as a weapon. Defense Secretary Robert Gates recently said flatly, and I quote, "We cannot capture and kill our way to victory." He's right. In fact, RAND recently released a study on how terrorist groups meet their end. They found that military action was the primary cause of a terrorist group meeting its final demise in just 7% of the time. 7%, folks. That's why you fight not just a military battle, but an information war. And frankly, Al-Qaeda is fighting an information war, which explains bin Laden's frequent speeches exhorting violent jihad and even the virtual town meeting conducted by Ayman al-Zawahiri. It also explains why you can pick up a $1 tape in Pakistan today that shows beheadings of informants or alleged informants, and they are circulating through Pakistan in order to spread terror. It is long overdue that we, who ushered in the information age, start to fight an information age struggle. We can't fight Al-Qaeda in 60-plus countries all by ourselves. And so we have to recognize the importance of working with local governments and security forces. Understanding our enemy as a loosely aligned network of insurgencies underscores how critical it is that we prevent local grievances from arising to a global level and drawing small groups of disaffected individuals into the larger struggle, which is what happens. And viewing the enemy as an integrated whole is crucial in recognizing how one theater impacts the others. Seen through this lens, it is very clear why invading Iraq was such a grave mistake. We diverted resources from the effort against Al-Qaeda. We failed to differentiate between a secular dictator and religious terrorists, and in so doing, we played directly into bin Laden's hands. But the true history of the awakening is important in drawing the right lessons from the surge. The Iraqis made a political calculation that they didn't like Al-Qaeda and they wanted to work with us. And they made that calculation before the surge. The actions that led to the awakening reflected our understanding that U.S. military action alone would not defeat the terrorists. We needed to win over the population by co-opting the tribal sheikhs, utilizing indigenous security forces, and delivering goods and services and good governance. Finally, we must make better use of our foreign aid to improve our standing with the Pakistani people. Many people feel we've had a Musharraf-centric policy for these last years. We've tried to do this now with a bill that we've just passed out of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee yesterday. And it is a bill to provide a sustained commitment to dramatically increase non-military assistance, $7.5 billion over 5 years. And we want to ensure that it goes directly to the people while ensuring that we get what we pay for in terms of military assistance. Getting Pakistan right, ladies and gentlemen, is also essential if we are to have any chance of being successful in Afghanistan. One thing leapt out at me in this last trip. What happens in Afghanistan will be profoundly important to what happens in Pakistan, and what happens in Pakistan is equally profoundly important as to what happens in Afghanistan. The fact of the matter is that we are right now in real danger of losing in Afghanistan. Now, I've been saying for almost 2 years, yes, we need to add additional combat troops to stop the bleeding and reduce the civilian casualties. But let me tell you, I fully recognize that while those troops are necessary, they will not be sufficient. As one general told me, quote, if it were just about dominating the Taliban on the battlefield, you could put Afghanistan in the win column. He emphasized the real issue is corruption, warlordism, drug dealing, foreign intervention, and a weak government, the hallmarks of a failed state. From solving the poppy problem to good governance over construction projects, we need a single person in charge of coordinating the many operations in Afghanistan, and we still don't have it.